Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and today we are going to talk about Dungeons and Dragons, and specifically we're going to talk about the Dungeons and Dragons competitor Titan, Shadowdark, and the 2024 PAX Unplugged Lurking Fears Free League Shadowdark one shot that I played in. And this was extremely helpful to me. I love to play at con games because it lets me see how other people are experiencing Dungeons and Dragons competitors, how other people are running Dungeons and Dragons competitors, how other people are distributing Dungeons and Dragons competitors. You know, it's field it's a field report. I'm giving a field report for what I saw in the field for Shadowdark, one of Dungeons and Dragons competitor titans. All right. And by the way, what's a competitor titan? A Dungeons and Dragons competitor that matters, right? That's putting up some numbers, has some real engagement, not some scruffy garage band. You know, it's a real competitor. It matters. All right, so let's get into this. So, and this is a continuation of and actually this is a playlist. You can you could listen here, but if you want the full context, go back to the start of the playlist. All right, so so let's talk about oh uh, I'll give you the full story. Yeah, okay. So at this point, it's 9:15 in the morning, right, at the convention. This thing fires off this 2-hour mini adventure, and I don't know if I'm going to be in Shadowdark, Alien, or in Blades in the Dark. Hats off to Free League. I was excited to play in all three of those, but I really wanted to play in Shadowdark. Okay, so I had to wait an hour and 15 minutes to get in. Okay, now when I was in line, I met three wonderful people. So I was sitting most of the time, and then about half an hour before it opened up, I stood and I talked to the people behind me who were also waiting in line. Three gentlemen, very nice, all about between 25 and as old as 35, younger people, right? So three gentlemen from Pennsylvania, and I said, "Where are you guys from?" And they're like, "We're from Knoebels." Right? And I was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I don't know what that is." And then he goes like, "Oh, that's weird. Everybody knows that." He's like, "We're from Centralia, Pennsylvania. We're from a town near Centralia, Pennsylvania." And I was like, "Centralia, Pennsylvania, I know that." Right? Now, if you watch my channel very often, you will see that some of my thumbnails are from when I visited Centralia, Pennsylvania. Centralia, Pennsylvania is a ghost town. No one lives there because coal burns under the ground. And so it's literally a modern ruins. It's fascinating, right? So it was great to talk to these guys. They were all friends, and they were just talking, and I was able to talk with them, and I could talk with anybody. If you don't know the trick, right? Just ask people their opinion on things, or even better, ask about them. People love to talk about themselves, so I'm able to talk to anybody because I know that trick, right? And actually with some people, with salespeople, it's definitely a trick. It's not actually a trick with me. I'm genuinely interested in every human being I meet. You can get me disinterested in you, but when I meet you, I'm ready, man. I'm like, you are a world unto yourself. So I had a wonderful time talking with these gentlemen in the line. So one guy had a Hakuna Matata t-shirt, and I was like, "Oh, hey, what do you think of the new live action Mufasa that's coming out?" And he's like, "I hate it. They don't honor the source material. Blah 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 blah." Right? Regular, yeah, I hate Disney, nonsense, right? But that's okay. It's his take. I get it. And I asked him, so he gets to say, right? If you don't like an answer that you get back from a question, that's on you. You asked the question, right? So you need to be ready for the answer, right? You can't just go off half-cocked because somebody actually gave you an answer to your real question, right? So basically, and then one of them had this really dope Godzilla robot shirt, which was very cool. I was really excited and impressed by his robot t-shirt. And so it was real. I really had a good time. And so I was like, "Hey, what did you think of Godzilla -1?" He's like, "Oh, it was excellent." So we talked about Godzilla, and then he told me, "I didn't like the 1999 Matthew Broderick Godzilla." And then I explained, hey, I think that was, a lot of people don't like that, but I think today even bad content is better than no content, right? Like Prophecy, Dune Prophecy, complete junk show. I can't even watch it. And the reason why is it's a prequel. I despise prequel. I'm so sick of Hollywood just serving up these prequels, right? But it's better than nothing, right? And so I'll probably watch some recaps on it or whatever, but I don't need to know what happened 10,000 years ago in Dune. Right? I want to know what happens the year after Paul Atreides, right? Give me the new. I don't need some prequel nonsense. But I wanted to give you the full experience. Even the line to wait for Lurking Fears Shadowdark was very cool. Thank you for letting me continue to share this with you. And again, this is a field report, and I appreciate you guys being patient. And my content, I know my content is not like anybody's content on the internet. I'm proud of that, but some people do end up on here and go, what am I listening to? And so I just wanted to thank you guys for being so patient and allowing me to talk what I care about. Every single word you just heard is my humble opinion, nothing more, nothing less. The important part is when I get to hear your humble opinion, when you get in the comments and send your traffic. Please consider subscribing and have a fetch millennium.